How can you tell if someone is ready to hear the good news about Jesus? Well, Jesus gave instructions that will make it obvious. Jesus said, be a peace detector. Good morning, and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from Matthew 10, verses 12 through 13, and we're actually going to start in verse 11, reading from the NET translation today. Whenever you enter a town or village, find out who is worthy there and stay with them until you leave. Now, before we go on to verse 12, let's unpack that a minute. Jesus is talking to his disciples that he is sending out to new places. Okay, so that's the context. Verse 12. As you enter the house, give it greetings. And if the house is worthy, let your peace come on it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you. So once again, this is Jesus giving instructions to those that he is sending out to find and make new disciples. I've said, peace, man, for a long time. But when Jesus sent these 12 out, he was telling them to give a greeting of peace. But he was also giving them authority to do the things that God gave them power to do. And peace is a common greeting in Judaism. In our culture, a lot of times we'll say God is good all the time. All the time. God is good. It's kind of an echo back and forth. Well, this peace greeting is the same in a Jewish culture, where you would say, shalom to you. And then if that person responds correctly, they would reverse that and say to you, shalom, peace to you, peace. And Jesus is saying, when you go to a new place, as you're trying to spread the good news, extend your peace. And if it stays there, you stay there. But if it bounces back, just shake the dust off your feet. Go somewhere else. You see, you can't force peace upon someone. You can't argue anybody into the kingdom. The key is God is the one who draws people, not us. Jesus said in John 5:19, he explained, I tell you the truth, the Son can do nothing by himself. He only does what he sees the Father doing. Whatever the Father does, the Son also does. And putting that into a little context for us, we need to understand what's our job and what's God's job. We don't have to convince anyone or prove that we are right. Looking for who God is drawing is what our job is. Because drawing people to him through Christ, that's God's job, not ours. How would we have treated the woman at the well in our culture today? How would we have treated the tax collectors and the outcasts, the lepers? You see, Jesus was doing what he saw the Father doing. It's not our job to prove everyone wrong, but to prove that Jesus is right. And to do that, we need to find who God is already drawing. And how do we know that? We extend our peace, and if our peace stays there, then we know that God is at work. Paul kind of talked about this, about finding common ground. In 1 Corinthians 9, 22, 23, he said, when I am with those who are weak, I share their weakness, for I want to bring the weak to Christ. Yes, I try to find common ground with everyone, doing everything I can to save some. I do everything to spread the good news and share in its blessing. See, that place of common ground is where you can extend peace. So where is that peace? In the disciple-making process that we're involved in, we talk about a person of peace, someone that you've reached out to or are praying for, and their response has been peaceful. Well, who is your person of peace? Who are you greeting? Where are they? And when you find a person of peace, what should you do? Well, you stay with it. And don't waste your time arguing with someone where there is no peace, because our time is precious and the things that God has called us to do. It's eternity that we're talking about here. Just imagine that you had this miracle cure for a horrible disease, but you only had a limited supply of it. Would you spend all of your time trying to convince someone that they should take this when they don't want to take it? Or would you go out looking for someone that could actually be helped by the miracle cure that you had? That's the perspective that we need to have. We need to be doing what God is doing and have peace. And when that happens, the most unlikely candidate can become not just a person of peace, but can become a great evangelist. The woman at the well became an instant disciple maker, impacting her whole community with a simple come and see. Be a peace detector. That's what Jesus said. We need to look for and expect that kind of peace. So how can you put that into action today? Be a peace detector. Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really means a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. I do really appreciate you. Thank you, Johnny, and thank you, Emily, for checking in today. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember to follow Jesus today. Love first.